On the left, a 2015 Hoover Air Steerable with a HEPA filter that's easy to get to and, more importantly, weigh. On the right, now I've got two of these. One is from 2008. This is a 2012 model of a Bissell Power Force Helix Turbo. What you have in the middle is what we're going to test. Now, the whole reason for this test is I have been reading for years on Vacuum Land that using Carpet Fresh or whatever other name brand derivatives you have of that, this is the Arm & Hammer version, kills vacuums. Now, let's be more specific. They're really talking about killing a vacuum that's kind of like this. What I mean is, this is well, they're really both fairly inexpensive bagless machines. I understand they are technically rated HEPA, but, you know, where is the HEPA and where isn't the HEPA? And also, these are moderately priced machines when they were sold new. Their filtration, that is, the cyclone assemblies were, this one's actually pretty terrible. This one I think is just a little bit better. And the implication is that if you use a bunch of this stuff, you will. I mean, this is actually what I've read. The intent is you sprinkle a box of this stuff all over your carpet, although it doesn't really say how much and, you know, how much you use over what area, and that really makes a big difference because it's dirt density, but that your vacuum nearly immediately dies, or it dies shortly thereafter. Maybe you use this 3 or 4 times in a short period of time, like say maybe a month or so, and then, you know, your vacuum's gone, dead, and then it's at the curb. And then, of course, maybe I pick it up. So cool, yeah, go ahead and actually use this stuff, and then I get to pick up your vacuum and make videos with it, make money. So let's actually see how much damage this particular product does on this medium pile carpet. Now, what I have here, I normally test, at least in recent years, with 10 grams of baking soda. This is 20 grams of this extra strength carpet odor eliminator, you know, plus OxyClean with dirt fighters, Arm & Hammer, you know, whatever that means. So I'm going to use twice as much as I normally do, 20 grams instead of 10, and I'm going to put it in about the same area, that is maybe 1.5 to 2 square feet, and that's a lot. So let's take a look at the box for a minute. So, you know, this product might be okay, but I can see where it gets a little problematic. So let's see directions here. For maximum odor elimination and dirt remover, sprinkle on entire carpet, wait 15 minutes, and then vacuum thoroughly. For best results, use every time you vacuum? Really? I think we found a problem here. So what they're saying is every single time you vacuum, I vacuum twice a week, that I'm going to go and put this in my carpet every single time? Why would I need this in my carpet every single time? Oh, here's why. Because it's a vacuum booster. I guess through end-cap encapsulation process, loosens and helps lift up to 25% more dirt. Maybe, okay, but is your carpet that you have so unbelievably dirty that you need to use this every single time you vacuum? I wouldn't hope so. I would seriously, I would hope you would not need to do that. Say caution here. So use a test area, blah, 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 and see if anything weird happens to your carpet. Okay, well, haven't heard too many reports of that. Long-lasting fragrance stays behind. I just don't understand why they would say use it every time you vacuum. I mean, you can read all the rest of this on your own and interpret it as you see fit, but right then and there, I think maybe we found the problem. It's not, it doesn't appear to be that use the entire box over a certain area. It's they want you to use this every time you vacuum to try to sell more product. Okay, so right then and there, I completely disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. That's just ridiculous. They're just trying to sell more product. Okay, so something else I wanted to mention, although I've already blathered on for 5 minutes here, is this vacuum, well, at least the 2008 version of it, did very poorly with a 2-cycle, that is back and forth, baking soda pickup. This vacuum over here did 3 times better than this vacuum. But we're not going to do a 2-cycle test here. We're going to do a 10-cycle test. We're going to go back to when I did 10-cycle tests back in 2017, because we're going to try to thoroughly vacuum and not quickly vacuum. All right, so I've blabbed on long enough. Let's get started. So we're going to weigh the post-motor filter here. Let's see, I think I'm going to have to do it like that. Keep from falling over. All this stuff's been blown out. And this stack assembly here that includes a couple of different bins and also a HEPA media filter with a foam surround. If you're not familiar with this particular machine, okay, that's a little hard for you to see. Move that over a little bit more. All right, we have 474.3 grams. That's for this whole assembly. And then here we have 14.39 grams. So this can measure a lot finer, 10 times finer than what this does. But what I'm going to be really interested in is if this increases in weight. And now for the Hoover. Here's the entire assembly, including the removable and washable foam filter that's on the top that you can't see. All right, I think we're there. And here is the HEPA post-motor filter. Let's see, turn that around. I'll do it like that. What the heck? Okay, so beginning clean weights, we're at 686.5 grams, and over here 78.95 grams. Let's do the Bissell first, and I'm going to try to concentrate my cleaning strokes in the affected area only. And just as I was getting ready to go and rub this into the carpet, I said, let me make sure that the box itself says rub it into the carpet. And you know what? It doesn't say rub it into the carpet. It says sprinkle on entire carpet, wait 15 minutes, then vacuum thoroughly. It doesn't say anything about rubbing it or stomping on it or agitating it into the carpet at all. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it right on top of the carpet. But I believe that it would probably do more good if you rubbed it into the carpet. Because let's face it, if the carpet fiber and maybe the backing is a little smelly, maybe from, say, dog feces, cat pee, whatever it is, sprinkling something on top of the carpet and leaving it there is not going to be as effective as actually rubbing it and putting it down into the pile. So that might also be problem number 2 with this thing. So I went on Arm & Hammer's website to try to find more information about, do I agitate it in? Do I leave it on top of the carpet? I mean, what do I do? And there's literally no instructions. So it's just what's on the box. And I thought, well, you know, I'm pretty sure from a chemical standpoint, this needs to be agitated in, because then you can pull it up through the carpet and that'll do a better job. But of course, it makes it more difficult for, you know, any vacuum cleaner to pick it up because it's farther away from the power nozzle. But this isn't really a how well does it clean video. This is how much blow by are we going to get And maybe there's going to be a bunch that's going to increase the weight of that post motor filter. That's really what this video is about. I can't emphasize that strongly enough. So let's go ahead and run our 10 full cycles, and we'll just see what happens. All right, let's take a look at the Bissell post motor filter. All right, so we have a little bit less than what we started with. So something could have actually blown out of that thing. I don't necessarily mean blow through, but yeah, we're about 4/100ths of a gram under. And I don't think that there's anything that went in there. You know what? Let me get my purple paper. Do we have anything at all? So that's it. So there's like some hair. I mean, little tiny hair in there. So I cannot say honestly that there was anything that went through the motor and ended up in the post motor filter. I can't say that. All right, so let's take a look at the entire filter stack assembly, such as it is. And we'll look at that little foam filter that's in there as well. All right, so let's see, best I can show you. There's the pickup in there, and there's a little bit of, there you go, carpet pickup that's, can't see, down there. You would expect that with 10 cycles. And also the thing that I guess really shouldn't have surprised anybody is, I don't know, maybe 2 cycles, and it picked up all it was going to pick up, because the dirt was right on top of the carpet. It was very, very easy to get. So we have, well, geez, I don't even need a calculator for that. So we started out with 474.3. Now we're at 484.3. So we picked up 10 grams. So I can just go and say 10, and that's it. 484.3 minus 474.3 gives us 10 exactly. All right. This is really what I wanted to see, because every time I vacuum my whole house, this turns, well, like brown. So I'm seeing a slight white sheen right across here. That's pretty much deep black. I mean, it's really tiny. It's really, really tiny. Let's see if anything went through. See, there's the original color. So certainly some made it past, you know, this and the other filter that's up there. Well, the little cyclonica separator up there was red, and it turned this white. It was very, very, very minimal. So this pretty much stopped it dead. It really did. But in the entire assembly, you know, this and this together, we only have 10 grams of pickup. So do you know what that means? It means that right where we vacuumed, down here, I've got 10 full grams still left in there, or close to that. There could be some stuck somewhere in the hoses or whatnot, but I've got many grams still stuck in here. So 10 full cycles, 20 touches, and I got, as far as I can tell, I got about half. So that isn't good either. And now for the Hoover Steerable. it's still weird to just leave this on the top of the carpet, but what can I say? Let's take a look at the HEPA filter. I'm not seeing much of anything one way or the other. And I have the scale zeroed. So 78.91. Again, it looks like we lost a couple hundredths of a gram. So this isn't the, most accurate scale in the world. It's going to be off by a couple hundredths of a gram, but it's also possible that something did get dislodged and blow out. Not through, but out. Anyway, remember, weigh a couple hundredths of a gram against the fact that I put 20 grams in there. So essentially nothing happened, but let's give it a little tap and see if anything somehow got stuck in there. Nope. There's just, there's just nothing there. Nothing came out at all that was white. It's just, yeah. A little bit of junk, maybe a little bit of carbon dust. It's so tiny you probably can't see it, even though I'm showing it to you in 4K. All right, so inconclusive, but definitely did not have a whole lot of blow-by. That's for sure. Inconclusive as far as the exact amount of weight, but conclusive as far as there's just no blow-by. All right, let's take a look at the entire stack, including the top foam filter, which is out of frame where you can't see it. Okay, we started at 686.5, and we ended up with 701.3. So let me take the difference of those, and we get a pickup. It's a bit better. So almost 15 grams, so 14.8. But you know what that means? That literally means that there's probably close to 5 grams of that stuff still right here. Now, you can't see it. It's not visible. And it looked like in maybe the first cycle or so that this particular Hoover just literally sucked it right up without a problem. But there's still some left down there. So probably close to 10 grams lingering somewhere here, and probably close to 5 grams lingering somewhere in here. Let's see if we can shake that out of the carpet. Of course, I'm going to flip it over, so how much comes out is going to be on the other side of your frame that you're watching. Let's see, we haven't seen this Centria 1 in a while with the genuine curved zipper bag. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I like it. So many people broke these curved zippers for a while, but this one's still in good shape. All right, let's see what it shakes out. And it's probably going to suck some up too. Let's face it, you've got porous carpet, high airflow. This is going to suck some up right through that pile. roll this carpet back and see what it reveals. Yeah. So I hope you can see that. So that's smaller than this one, because obviously we flipped the carpet over. But you see what's still stuck in that carpet? So let me suck that up. Let's see. So this DreamTech T10 stick vac is perfect for this. And I even have 3 speeds. That's medium, and that's high. Yep, that is completely, utterly clean. Absolutely nothing. I hope it's in frame. Right there. There you go. Something like that. Nothing there. Zippo. So what I'd like to leave you with as the last final thought is this entire box I could actually pour into this 35 square foot carpet, and it would be a little more than 20 grams per square foot. So I used a huge amount of that per square foot. And I don't know how much people pour into their carpet. It's probably entirely too much. But I think that's a very reasonable dirt density test. And the blow-by that made it into, let's see, there and there, those little filters, post-motor filters, was negligible. I mean, it certainly wasn't grams of stuff, and it definitely didn't seem to harm the machines in any way, shape, or form. Now, what I definitely don't agree with is in the box where it says, use it every time you vacuum. No. If you have to use that kind of a crutch every single time you vacuum, you need to figure out some other way to get the smell out of your carpet. I have 1 pet. I understand some people might have like 15 pets, but that's pretty extreme to use a product like this in your pile carpet to get out a smell. There's lots of other things you could do to get out smells on a regular basis that's going to be easier to deal with. Remember, if you use a product like this over time, it's going to build up in the pile. And eventually it will build up, especially if you use a lower power vacuum, to the point where your carpet is just going to be clogged with it. And that's definitely not going to be good. All right, well, I've gone on long enough. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Happy vacuuming.